Hello and welcome to 1 John 4:18. This is a well-known verse and a verse that I've known for a very, very long time, one that my mother gave to me when I was a boy. Let's go ahead and translate it. Here's my translation. Fear is not in love, or there is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. Because fear has punishment, or fear has torment. But the one who fears, and the one who fears has not been perfected in love. So the way my mother quoted this verse to me is that I didn't need to fear, that perfect love cast out fear. And I think, the way this verse has made most sense to me is that the love of God should cast out fear. Knowing that God loves me, knowing that God cares for me, should take away the fear. And this love of God, for in other words, the way that I've taken this verse, the way that makes the most sense to me, or made the most sense to me growing up is that if you are truly a child of God, if you are truly following God, if you are in God, in the love of God, then you should not fear because God loves you. And there's no reason to fear because God loves you. And so when you have that perfect love from God, you have no need to fear because God loves you. And the one who fears has not been perfected in love because they know that they are about to face judgment. Judgment is coming, and so they have reason to fear. But if they're perfected in love, they shouldn't fear. Now, the question is this the right interpretation? This interpretation that I grew up with, is it the right interpretation? Or is it rather that, is it saying, and this is the scary interpretation, double scary, is that if you are afraid of judgment, then obviously you haven't been perfected in love. Because when God perfects you in love, when God puts you in his love, you won't fear anymore. So if you fear, there's something wrong with you. You're not there yet, obviously, if you fear. I don't like this interpretation because there are people who fear. It's their predisposition, it's their personality, perhaps, and they're prone to insecurity. David Seaman just talked about damaged love receptors in his healing of damaged memories, healing of memories. And the idea is that some people, God is sending their love to him, his love to them, but their antennas aren't working, and therefore they don't experience his love. Now, that I don't know what was in John's mind. It may very well be that John is saying that if we are truly loving, if we are truly loving our neighbor, if we are truly loving our brother, if we are truly sharing of our possessions to those who are in need, we will not fear, because the love that we have, this complete love that we are demonstrating, will cast out all fear. And that if we are fearing God's judgment, then perhaps we have not yet been perfected in our love. That kind of interpretation, I think, would fit with John's general way of thinking. And if that's the case, then he's not talking about this kind of introspective kind of torment that I grew up with in a very post-romantic Western individualism. Well, let's move on to the grammar, shall we, or the translation. So here's the translation: fear not is in love. And I think it's fair English to say there is no fear in love. That's a better English sentence than to say fear not is in love. Um, but the perfect love, the complete love, complete, the mature, you might even say the mature love, casts outside the fear, because, causal clause, the fear has torment, the fear has punishment. And the one who fears, very common construction we've seen over and over again, has not been perfected in love. Well, let's look at the grammar a little bit. So this fear is not, there is no fear in love. Fear is not in love, however you want to translate it. But the perfect love casts out fear. Okay, nothing really that unusual grammatically there. Causal clause, because fear has torment, nothing particular unusual there. And here we get to this ho phobumenos. We get to this very typical Johannine expression. Men are passive participles, um, or in this case, it's deponent because it's phobeomai. Oh my, it's deponent. And so it is a deponent participle. Phobeomai, all the letters of the present stem are there. The e of phobeomai has crashed into the o of omenos or omenos. So e and o crash into u. It has the article. If the participle has the article, we're going to use who or that. So that's where the who comes from, the one who fears. But it is deponent. So it's present because the letters of the present stem are there. It's deponent because phobet-o-my. It's a participle because men are passive participles, tentatively. Nominative masculine singular because the os there, and then phobet-o-my is the word. It is a participle. It's adjectival because it has the article, and it's substantive because there's no noun there. We have to come up with one, the one who fears. Let's parse this puppy. So we've seen this before, very recently. Lua mai, lue, lua tai is a third person singular, tentatively middle or passive ending. Now this is tele o, and since o is the end of the stem, tele o, it is lengthened and the ending has been shoved right onto it. Where's the ending shoved right onto the stem? In the perfect middle or passive. So I don't think I parsed this, but I'm going to go with perfect, and there's the reduplication on the front. Perfect, passive, indicative, third singular from teleoo, has been perfected and still is, or in this case, has not been perfected in love. Okay, that brings us to our translation. Our pronunciation. Can you pronounce it? Let me try. Phobos, uk, estin, en te agape. Al he talea agape. Exo, bale, tone, phobon, hoti, ho, phobos, kolasin, eke, ho, de, phobumenos, u teteleotai, en te agape. And now let me try to pronounce the whole thing. Phobos ugestin en te agape, al he talea agape, exobale ton phobon, hoti ho phobos kolasin heke, hode phobumenos u teteleotai en te agape. There you have it. 1 John 4:18.